today to show you that, sort of explain a little bit about my job and some things that will probably be quite recognisable to a lot of your listeners and viewers. So this quite amazing structure might be familiar to anyone who spends a lot of time sat down on the riverbank in the spring, summertime. Obviously, just imagine that it's completely covered in a massive vegetation. So this is a reed warbler nest that I recovered from one of our drains. This was a nest that I monitored from when the birds turned up to when they laid the eggs and when the youngsters fledged and moved on. I went back in the winter and I collected this to be able to show people, the other kids, just a little bit about this species.
What have they made the nest out of?
So this is made of kind of grasses, sort of woven around several reed stems. There's a little bit of what might be kind of dried cow parsley, something like that there. But it's a beautiful structure. It's actually really solid. And you can see it's kind of lined with some finer grasses, and there's actually a little bit of leaf in there and things like that. But these are really common in the fens, and that the sound of a reed warbler will be very familiar to anyone who spends a lot of time out there in the spring and summer. So I just thought, that's a pretty amazing thing to see. Shows you how dexterous the birds are. How clever.
It's very delicate, isn't it?
It is very delicate. Yeah. So I brought that in. Map. I spend a lot of my time poring over maps, especially when I'm getting out and about in the fens. Need to work out if the road I'm going on is a dead end, etc., things like that. And the mid-level covers a really big area as well. So this is quite important for me. Quite a good way of recording information as well as to where I see things like that.
It's a bit old school.
Yeah, probably. I am quite old school in my approach. So give me a map and a notepad, and I'm happy. So that's pretty much how I work. I've got lots and lots of different maps all over my office for different things, so really important. What else have I brought in? A couple of other things that will, again, explain a little bit about my role. I'm not going to get these out and make a bit of a mess, but I don't know if you can see those.
Let me just zoom in. What have we got there?
These are kestrel pellets. These were recovered from a kestrel nest box that we put up. So what I do every now and then, I'll collect some of these. And a good winter job is to sort of sit down and take these apart to see what the kestrels have been eating. I think you can see that in there. There's lots of sort of darker specks. So these are the wing cases of beetles. So kestrels actually, they'll spend a lot of their time on the ground, especially in the apple fields, picking up invertebrates and things like that.
So you work out roughly what their diets consist of?
That's it, yeah. A lot of small mammals as well, which are all like kind of the grey coloration there is, but I can pull out little skulls and have a look at that. In here as well, again, to anyone who spends a lot of time sitting on the riverbank, this is a dead and now dried exuvia of a broad-bodied chaser. This is a really colourful dragonfly that you see flying up and down the fen drains, sort of early in the summer, late spring, something like that. So this is what they leave behind when they emerge as well. So their larvae spends a lot of time in the water, maturing, and then they climb up and they emerge from this pretty amazing structure here, fully formed, and what they leave behind is this incredible casing. And you can find hundreds, thousands of these throughout the fen drains. Again, spring and summer. So.
Wow. So you pick those up as your journeys.
I pick these up on my journeys, just show to kids and stuff like that. And then this one again might be familiar to some people. This is the claw of a signal crayfish. I think they've been munched by an otter. So otter was out there doing the job for me. You can see kind of nice sort of reddish colour on the underside and a little white mark there as well. So I'm always on the lookout for field signs and anything I can use to educate people about work of conservation officer in mid-level.